Hello everyone. In the field Second Language Acquisition, today we will discuss Stephen Krashen hypothesis of language acquisition and language learning. So let's begin our today's lecture. Acquiring L1 and L2. Krashen believes that there is no fundamental difference between the way we acquire our first language and our subsequent languages. So he believes that the way we acquire our first language, with the same manner we can acquire other languages also, L2, L3, L4. So there's no fundamental difference in the manner, the way we acquire first language and subsequent languages. He claims that humans have innate ability that guides the language learning process. So we have a language learning process. And that language learning process is guided by innate ability, right? Everybody is born, with an ability to speak and learn a language. So infants learn their mother tongue simply by listening attentively to spoken language that is made meaningful to them. So how a child acquires a language? A child acquires a language when he or she listens to the mother tongue that is spoken in his or her surrounding, and that language is made meaningful for that child. So foreign languages are acquired in the same way. So if you want to acquire second language, third language, fourth language, fifth language, and so on. So if you go to the context and the people in your surrounding speak that language, you can pick up a language. So the way you are acquire your mother tongue, in the same way, with the same manner, you can also acquire another language, a second language, if you are provided the context, if you are provided people who speak that language, right? And you pick a language from there. So here he used, they're foreign languages, but foreign languages are different because foreign languages, they require instruction and classroom. So in one of our lecture, we will discuss the difference between foreign language and second language. But here foreign languages are used generally, right? Foreign languages mean all other languages that they are not your native language. Fine. Now some more discussion on this. But here he talks about acquisition. Who talks about acquisition? Krashen. When you are exposed to a language, you hear the sound of a language and then you abstract rules from that and you internalize those rules. And if this process happens, then every language that you acquire, whether your mother tongue or second language or foreign language, that is language acquisition. You listen to the people, right? How people speak, you abstract rules. And then you internalize those rules. Even if you are a child, right, you are exposed to environment. And people in your surrounding, they speak, for example, Pashto language, Urdu language, Punjabi language, Arabic language, French language. You are exposed to the language. You listen to them, to the sounds, to the words they speak. You internalize. And if this happens, right, so you are acquiring a language. And if that is your mother tongue, or if that is second language, that is foreign language, or any other language. So by learning a foreign language, but learning foreign languages by the same way, we may not agree with Krashen because foreign language is different than a second language. As I told you that one day we will have discussion on this also, right? So let me tell you something about foreign language now, that a foreign language means that you do not have environment. For a second language, you have environment. For a foreign language, you don't have environment. You are sitting in a classroom, right? So foreign language is a language that is not spoken within the border of that language. It is outside some other countries. For example, if I'm living in Pakistan and I'm learning a French language or Spanish language or Arabic language, so the foreign language for me, because I don't have environment in Pakistan where people speak French language, Arabic language, or Spanish language, right? So foreign language that is not spoken within the border of that language, it is outside some other countries, so you are not exposed to that language. You can only learn it in a tutor environment, in the classroom. And when you come to the classroom and there is a teacher, table and book, it is no longer acquisition, then it becomes learning. And when it becomes learning, it becomes conscious. And when it becomes conscious, it is no more acquisition. It becomes learning then. So foreign language is learned rather than acquired. Acquisition and learning. According to Krashen, there are two independent systems of second language performance. First, the acquired system, and second, the learned system. So when we are acquiring a language, we develop at the same time acquired system of that language. How we develop the acquired system of that language? Okay, when a child is exposed to the environment, he or she hears to the people, right? And then abstract the rules. And then those rules are internalized and made part of internal system. And in this way, acquisition takes place, right? On the other hand, if we are learning a language, so it happens in a tutoring environment, in an artificial environment, in classroom environment. So it will create a tutor system or a learn system. So we have then two independent system, a learn system and acquire system. But let me tell you, as I told you earlier, okay, that it is not possible that you acquire a language 100%. Or you learn a language 100%. When you are acquiring a language, so some of the parts, some of like the elements of a language you are going to learn in school, or someone tells you. And when you are learning a language, so some of the parts of that language you are going to acquire, right? So a language is not 100% acquired, or a language is not 100% learned, right? But there's one thing then, okay, between this acquired system and learn system, right? That when we are acquiring a language, so our acquired system may be bigger, larger than the learn system. And when we are learning a language, then our learning system may be bigger and larger than acquired system. Right? So one of the systems that would be bigger and larger. That's why that most part of that language then would be acquired. And if you are learning a language, so most part of a language they are learned and small parts are acquired. And similarly, that blending can also occur between the two systems. Transfer can also occur between the two. If you keep on using your learn system, then it becomes faster and faster, and it can transfer into acquired system. And if you do not use your acquired system for a very long time, it can slow down and it can become fragmented, and then it becomes very difficult for you to acquire a language. So sometimes that acquired system can be altered into a learned one, and sometimes a learned system can be altered to acquired one, right? So a blending can happen. So it's just like, okay, that we you might have experience if you discuss something, if something goes to discuss, you have something at home and you have been using, right? You have something at home you have been using, and then you put it away, and after a few months you forgot where have you put it, that you cannot recall. You have a hunt for it, or finally you find it. But if you use it every day and you know where you have put it, if you need, you will go and you will pick it. Same is the case with acquired system and learned system. If you go into discuss, then you will forget and then you will slow down, right? So it means that if you are using acquired system constantly, so then acquired system will be faster. And if you do not use acquired system, so gradually it will decline, and then you are going to learn, right? So this was about this language acquisition and language learning, and two independent systems we have. Acquired system and acquisition system. So the acquired system or acquisition is the product of subconscious process. Remember, once again, I have already discussed it, there the acquired system or acquisition is the product of subconscious process, where it is similar to the process children go when they acquire their first language. In a second language acquisition, we have also acquired system, which is also subconscious. It requires meaningful interactions in the target language, natural communication, in which speakers are concentrated not the form of their utterances but in the communicative act. So, in the same manner, you're acquiring the first language, you can also acquire the second language if you are provided environment, right? You have a nature environment and you mingle in that nature environment, and then you will pick up another language. Fine? So that is subconscious process. What? Acquisition. The learn system or learning is the product of formal instructions, and it comprises a conscious process which results in conscious knowledge about the language. For example, knowledge of grammar rules. According to Krashen, learning is less important than acquisition. So what is learning? It's a conscious process. What is acquisition? It's a subconscious process. What is a learn system? Is you know about the rules of a language, grammar of a language. What is acquisition? You do not know the rules of a language, but you abstract and you internalize those rules. So thank you so much. It was all about the first hypothesis of Stephen Krashen, and it was language acquisition and language learning. Please keep watching and enjoy learning. We will discuss more four types of hypothesis of Stephen Krashen in the coming lecture. Please don't forget to provide your valuable comments and feedback in comment section. Thank you so much.